And here we are. Western Moria. In the crypts. Although this is the throne room, I'd imagine. Right. No way for me to tell. Right, I need to just get myself reacquainted here. Because I'm just coming in now off the back of evil mode. I don't want to go that way. I kind of want to look at... Oh yeah, here's all the scenes that we've unlocked so far. We've unlocked quite a few. There are 109 epic scenes from the movies to unlock. I'm 29 in. So, yeah. Lordy. So we'll look at quests. This is where I want to be. So we haven't quite reached the threshold to consider it Eastern Moria yet. So... Oh, goodness. Right, we've defeated the Watcher. Fantastic. We found the 7 Dwarf Runes. Located the Great Pit. Yep, I definitely remember that bit. And we found the Book of Secrets, which is what we've literally just done, I believe. So now we need to go and find the Chamber of Records. Reach the ancient Chamber of Records on the far side of Moria to perhaps learn about... To perhaps learn more about the hallways that exit the mountain to the east. Okay, so we are just looking for a way out at this point, because otherwise we're trapped here. Skills I'll go through in a minute. For now, I just want to look at stats. Although, it would be good to start from... Oh, they're not really in the order I want them to be. Okay, right, we've got Berethor here. Weak to blunt damage, weak to shadow damage, as expected. This is all just proving points to myself at this point for evil mode. I should have checked in the campaign first, so I was a little bit more informed, but never mind. Yeah, so we're looking, stats-wise, Berethor's looking good. Very well-rounded. His dex is probably a little bit low, but that's... he's not really attacking too much, so I don't mind about the dex. It's more about enemies being able to hit him as well. Like, having the enemies miss more often would be great. Hadhard is very tanky, but his new axe and his new armor and stuff that he got recently is really giving him a boost to his stats, which is good. He's weak to piercing damage, that's good to remember. Oh, and stout to slashing. Yeah, that makes sense. Idriel, weak to blunt damage, because I guess she's wearing plate mail technically now, which is very cool. So yeah, shout out to RPG Recusant. I've been chatting with him a little bit, and he has pointed out Idriel is not so much like a cleric, to put it into like D&D class terms. Yeah, she's less healer and more paladin. Because her armor stat is ridiculous in the top right there. I mean, you know, 106, like, considering Hadhard's meant to be my tank, she's got 10 more armor than he does. It's crazy. And HP as well. She's only just behind him in HP. So yeah, she's really gone paladin build as opposed to cleric build. And me and RPG have also been chatting about some potential exploits to make Idriel just the best character in the party as well. For buffs, there's the spell Haste of Elves, which will be, I think, used a lot more often, which I cannot wait for. It's great. And then we have our sweet baby boy Elagast, last but not least. His armor's not great, his HP's also... Oh no, his HP's actually fantastic. I was meant to talk about his AP, but I said HP instead, but even then his AP's also catching up. Weak to piercing and shadow damage, which is fine. I don't think we come across too much shadow damage up until a certain boss later on. But yeah, the goblin chieftains and stuff like that, they tend to use fire. So yeah, that just will have to be what it will have to be. Oh, I suppose the other thing to look at is in equipment as well. Because off the back of evil mode, I did get myself some fancy new elf stones. There we go, we've got armor, health, and action points. So I can get an action point one on Elagast here. Which I don't know if I want to do necessarily. Health. Okay, Berethor's got the crafting stone. Armor, water protection. Why water protection? I could swap water protection out if I have to. Because we're not going to come up against anything that does water damage for the rest of Moria, I don't think. What about Hadhard? How's he looking? Action, armor, and water. I could give Hadhard the health stone. Really boost him up. And then Idriel is looking at just health and fire. Okay, Idriel, I tell you what. We'll make Idriel the absolute powerhouse. AP of 304 max now. Armor of 175. And then the health stone. Has everybody already got a health stone, though? Oh, except Had, but he's got a free slot anyway, so we can pop that in, boost his health up to 1362. Okay. Alright, so they're just some extra goodies from running evil mode, which feels a little bit cheaty, but I've also not done any grinding in this playthrough yet. I haven't really run around in certain areas. Sorry, I'm just saving to top up the AP and the HP up to the new max levels. Just added another, like, 5 minutes onto my playtime and I've done absolutely nothing. I haven't really done any grinding in this playthrough, which worries me, because we've got the obvious factor of boss fights and stuff coming up, and I'm worried that I'm underprepared. Let's quick look at skills. Berethor's working towards Uruk-hai Bane, which Uruks don't typically turn up in Moria. I don't remember seeing any in the movies, and last I checked in the books, there weren't really many Uruk-hai running around in Moria. So I think we might go for Ecthelian Wrath, which is it's still 35 points. What's this defensive strike? A melee attack that cannot be counter-attacked. But the counter-attacks only, at the moment at least, only come from the archers, and the archers aren't particularly strong, so I'm not really too fussed about that. So we'll go for an Ecthelian Wrath here, which is... oh, we've got Citadel Rage, which is the double tap. Ecthelian Wrath is the triple strike. Oh, no, we'll go for it. I won't... I don't want to metagame it too much. Like, I don't want to get Uruk-hai Bane now, knowing that we will fight Uruk-hai in the future, for me to then have unlocked a skill that I'm just not going to use for the next couple of hours. Like, it feels kind of bad. I'd rather work towards something I can use now, and then, because I don't know how many combats I've got left either, it might be that we unlock Ecthelian Wrath before we even finish Moria, and then Uruk-hai Bane I can work towards afterwards. I don't know. But yeah, we'll switch to that. Company of Resistance is nearly done. Less damage from spirit attacks feels really good. Feels really, really good. So we're getting quite close to that one, thankfully, which is lovely. 2 free attacks I'm not really too worried about. All retreat allows the party to fall back out of combat. God, sorry, I don't want to look ahead too much, but I'm worried that that is an option. Am I going to need that? Okay, passive skills we can't change anyway. Perfect mode also we can't change. I've not used perfect mode either. I might have to show it off at some point. I kind of always just leave the bar full and have it in reserve, because, you know, there might be a combat where you have to use it because you just find that, like, a certain character gets targeted a little bit more than you'd expect and you can't keep the heals up, or I mess up my turns with Berethor and I don't manage to get the stand fast buff off and somebody gets stunned, and then, you know, the enemy ends up getting like 4 attacks in a row or something ridiculous. But also, some of the characters benefit from having full perfect mode, the perfect mode bar filled up. Like Hadhod, for example, gets like guaranteed critical hits at a certain point, or increased chance for critical hits, or whatever it is. So I try and leave it full, and then that way the party always benefit from the buffs that they potentially get for full perfect mode, whilst also then having an arrow volley in reserve, which is just hits all enemies for big damage, because there's, like, you know, it's a volley of arrows. Then we got Lethal Claw, which, and Terrible Bite, I think, are single target for like big targets. Terrible Bite being a perfect mode attack that I think leaves a bleed status effect maybe. So we've got some good options basically. But I'll leave those as they are. We've crafted 13 King's Foil. We've done a lot of celebrating so far. Fantastic. Yeah, I think we'll just work these up in order, actually. Man, the fact that you can get, like, Orthanc Fire and, like, Nimrodel Air, Sauron Blood, like, this is crazy. Some of these items, you can just craft these. That's nuts. Okay, alright, I'm going to stop looking at this because I'm getting way too excited. Hadhod. Hue Armor. Melee attack that lowers the armor rating of an enemy. Feels really good. Powerful Axe. Powerful axes rock the very earth, creating a damaging spirit attack. Okay, so he gets an axe attack that does spirit damage. That feels like it could be really strong later on. Melee attack that allows Hadhod to strike twice. That's pretty basic. Mountain Rage. Yeah, we'll stick with Hue Armor for now. That feels a bit better. Yeah, fire resistance. God, I need to use 10 more spirit powers. They're just expensive. Although Berethor's got his AP regeneration buff, which he can pop fairly often, so maybe I should really start making a bit more use of these. Is it overwhelming axes? Yeah, while in perfect mode, Hadhod's attacks will always give critical hits. There you go. So I think after we've finished Lordly Might, I can switch straight over to overwhelming axes instead of doing them in order. Although extra dodge also feels really good. Let's move on. Elven Rage, yeah, because we got the Stunning Strike. Leech Inspiration feels really good. It's a melee attack, and she steals action points, so she can keep herself sustained even with the buff on top of it. Like, she can go from having next to no AP to like nearly full AP if you combine this attack with the buff from Berethor. Yeah, man, could be crazy. Melee attack that always hits but does less damage. Might come in handy later, but that doesn't really scream like necessity to me. Drain Inspiration. Wow, so she gets an attack and a spell for draining AP, which feels good. Removes all negative effects from a party member. Could be huge later on. That's definitely after we've finished Drain Inspiration. I think we'll work on that straight away. Although, Aura of the Valar, man, it's just a free revive on a character if they go down. Although I don't think anybody's gone down so far, which is kind of crazy that I've managed to keep that up. HP drain, yep, a vampiric attack, and a slow. What have we got for the next lot? Prevents enemies from counter-attacking. Lowers the melee defense of an enemy. Nah, I think we'll probably just go for both of these first, right? Before we move on. Oh wow, that's it. They're all of his skills, bowcraft skills. Oh, okay, there we go. At least the ranger craft goes down a little bit further. Great. 2 more shots for Pierce Will. Lowers the spirit defense of an enemy. Could come in handy in the boss fights. Okay, let's just leave those as they are. All right, lovely. Yeah, we swap that over. Perfect. I think I'm caught up. I hope. We can now settle in. I'll try not to let all of that faffing around like eat into the episode runtime. I might just release a slightly longer episode if I can. Why is that chest at the end closed? Have I not already been in here? Oh, that worries me a little bit. Why is that? Okay, no fight. Kingsfoil leaves. Leaves of Lembus. That's party AP and HP. Did I really just miss that chest the first time I was in here? That's crazy. Okay. Oh god, we might get cornered here by some gobbos. Oh no. Okay, walking through the rooms does cancel it. That's fine. Because I do want to kind of move on. Getting stuck on corpses. Treading over the fallen bodies of my my kin. Poor Hadhod. This must be rough, you know. Although if Hadhod's from Clan Fundine, does that give him familial ties to Moria? I'm not super clued up on the lore on that point, actually. So it might be... Okay, missing out on fights, which is... I'm okay with that, realistically. Yeah, it might be that this isn't too bad for Hadhod, as opposed to Gimli, because obviously when Gimli came here and he found Balin's tomb, Balin was his cousin, so it was like, you know, that was a family member there. But I don't really know Hadhod's relations to people here. He does say for his people, because obviously the daughter is kin. But yeah, I don't know how deep that connection goes. That's something I'll probably have to read into a little bit. Okay, that guy sucks. We've got Stun Boy in here, so I think I'll go with a Stand Fast on the opening rip, because I doubt Hadhod's going to be able to one-shot him, even with an attack buff. Although he has got some new gear. Let's try this out, actually. If we go for a Goblin Bane on this Sword Veteran, let's see how much damage we can do with a single attack. Wow. Just wow. That's brilliant. Okay. I'm blown away by that a little bit, actually. Right, let's just strike this archer. 575. Okay, Idriel's damage has not kept up. But then I don't think Idriel's had a new sword, like the entirety of this playthrough so far. And yeah, let's just smack him. Get him out of the way. Get him done. Alright, well that combat probably could have been over like a turn faster if I hadn't used that buff. I probably could have hit the archer with Berethor, and then the archer wouldn't have been able to act at all because Idriel would have finished it up. I don't know. a level up there. I probably should have checked XP actually as well, because I could have used a spirit power with Idril there for the skill point. Oh my God, there's no way to make him run quicker, is there? Not without speeding up the emulator, but messes with the audio a little bit, and I don't want it to desync. So man, I do enjoy editing these videos. I've been having a blast with it, I'll be honest, but there's only so much you can kind of sit through in one go when you're staring at editing software with your like layers of video and audio, just like piecing things together. It gets a bit crazy. I think this is the way. I've just started walking down this tunnel without really fact checking myself, but I think the right hand one, yeah, leads to the pits, and this is the crypt, so this is where we want to be. Well, the flashy red bit is over here anyway, so that's it's a good sign. I'm going to drop a quick save here, because man, that was a real slow walk over. Save game, yes please. Do I still want to power level Hadhod? Because obviously leveling them up doesn't really unlock skills or anything, right? It just gives them stat increases. I'm just wondering if there's somebody else where the stats would be better allocated. Nah, we'll stick with Hadhod for now. This is his region. We'll let him have his time, right? Okay. Oh. Okay. I like the fact that the map kind of looks like a hammer or an axe in itself. Almost. Yeah, so this is where we got the axe from, right? Or was this the armor or something maybe? And now we should be able to interact with this door. I have opened all the chests here, right? Although we've had the main goodie. We've had the armor and we've had the axe. We've had all the good stuff.
I believe we are here, dwarf. No more secrets.
Aye. There through our craft lies the hidden door.
Handaloo even.
This road leads to the Great Hall of Records, where we are likely to find yet other secrets.
Secrets, precious. Oh, okay. Big old blocked-in staircase. Oh my. Okay, this bit's flooding back to me a little bit, actually. This bit's quite cool, because obviously the combat is turn-based. Oh. And, yeah, you get, like, the marker to show that combat's going to initiate. But there are certain bits in the game which is fantastic. You can actually see the enemies, like, run towards you. It's not this combat in particular. Just throwing that out there. But there is one a little bit later where you actually get to see some goblins, like, running from off-screen. And then the combat starts. It's really cool. Okay. Thankfully, he didn't stun Israel on his opening gambit there, which I feel like was a missed opportunity on his part. Do I swap Hadhod out for Elagos here? Because we've got 2 wargs to deal with, and I feel... Actually, you know what? Because of how hard he hit last time, let's see if we can do it again. Right, okay, great. So the goblin is actually just dealt with, and now when Hadhod's turn comes back round, I can swap him out for Elagos if needs be. In fact, I'm not even going to bother doing any buffs here. Let's get a weakening slash on both of them. There, the damage output's actually really good still. I could drop some leadership buffs. What am I working towards? I literally just checked. I needed, like, what, 3... Was it 3 leadership points, maybe? Okay, yeah, sure. Let's drop, like, a company miner and a company valor. Just to get those extra couple of skill points, and then poor Elagos still turn up with no buffs, but he'll be here for the fun, right? Because I know Elagos is quite close to getting his Ranger craft upgrade as well, which would be fantastic. And if I get a weakening slash on this one. Okay, so they both have lowered strength now, which means they'll hit a little bit softer. There you go, less than 100, perfect. Although that might be Hadhod's armor that made him take that little damage. Oh, that was a miss altogether, lovely. Elagos is in. I'll try use some Ranger craft abilities. Lowers the foe's melee damage, could be really good here. Let's get some more skill points for the Ranger craft. Oh, should I try out a Citadel Rage? How are we doing for AP? I can afford to drop 48 just on this fight, maybe. Let's try this out. That was ridiculous. He did not need to hit that hard. Man, to think that I put off getting those skills for ages as well. Okay, let's just do a regular fluid strike here. I don't want to use up too much AP. That's a dead warg. Wow. Elagos got 1 attack. That sucks. Alright. That was a good chunk of XP, though. That was a good combat. Leaf of Old Toby, Leaves of Lembas. I stopped reading the items, actually, that I was getting at a point in my last few sessions. Oh, here we go. Idriel, 3rd Age, Silver Load, Raging Waters Pendant. Goodness me. And some Kingsford leaves. Great stuff. Idriel got a level up ages ago, and I didn't bother spending the points. Good stuff. Right, her dex is falling behind a little bit. Do I just spam 4 points into dexterity? And the answer is no. I don't think I will. I'll put a couple of points in, obviously, just to catch it up. And then... do I get her speed up to 40? So she's just acting, just... nah, let's get strength up to 38. I've just complained about damage. And I don't know when she's going to get a new sword. Okay. What's the difference here? 3 less spirit. 10 less speed. Yikes. Got a ton of constitution and a ton of strength. And her armor goes up a little bit. God, the paladin build is real. Resistance to water. This gives resistance to air and shadow. I can't believe this. I might keep this one. Actually, the Spirit Calling Pendant instead. Yeah, sorry, Idriel. Like, I might switch to the Raging Waters Pendant later, maybe. But for now, resistant to shadow damage when we're in, like, Moria, facing these, like, forces in particular. Definitely feels a lot more prevalent. Oh, chest over here. Let's go for this one. It's probably going to be a fight here as well. Yeah. Oh, no, never mind. Leaves of Old Toby. Slime of Orthanc, nice. How do I want to approach this for the best visual angle for you guys? Because I think the camera is as zoomed out as it can ever be, sadly. Just want to check all of these little nooks and crannies, because I want to avoid using the travel function to come back to places as much as I possibly can, because obviously when you've done an area, you've done an area. Nothing changes when you go back to it, I don't think. Another combat here. Right, okay. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. Let's get some more skill points here for the range craft stuff. There it is, Pierce Will. Lovely. We got it. And then Company Valet. I'm going to ignore the Archer. Or maybe just get Idriel to take out the Archer, maybe, or something. Well, actually, there's a save point right here. So what I will do is test out the little cheesy combo that me and RPG were talking about. So, Haste of Elves. I didn't realise this. So the hint says increases ally rate of attack, right? But when you use it, it does actually bring them up next in the queue. So I'm going to use this on myself. Well, get Idriel to use this on herself. So that's increased her speed. Okay, it hasn't given her another action immediately, which is what? Oh, nice, 600 damage on a counter attack. Sorry, I had to stop and listen to that. Listen, I had to pay attention. I didn't quite work how I wanted it to. Maybe it's because the wargs have got quite a high speed stat themselves, actually, and their momentum keeps up with their melee attacks. I don't know. How are we looking? Right, we've got Company Valor. But basically the idea is Idriel can haste herself at the beginning of combat whilst everybody's at good strength, and then that way she's acting faster despite using the spirit power. And then that way she can then haste everybody else as well without losing too much momentum, and that everybody's hasted for a few turns then. Which honestly just sounds like a fantastic idea. Like when I was reading that comment, shout out, because man, that changed my whole perspective of everything that was going on in this game. Okay, 1359, okay. And then by Spirit Power, Haste of Elves on Elagos. Okay, quick clawing, that's fine, because we can heal up here. Definitely need to D&D my phone, because that is very distracting. Right. Fellowship Grace, not needed. Stun immunity, not needed. Let's just slap something in the face. Let's go with... yeah, Citadel Rage, you'll notice. Like, you get to hit twice, but Berethor just disappears off the bottom of the turn order when he uses it. So, I think we'll probably... oh, Orc-Bane is actually also really bad. I think that's probably why Hadhod doesn't act much, because I think Goblin Bane does exactly the same thing. Like, you get greater damage to a specific enemy type, but it's, like, it's more precise, and so therefore slows them down. Okay, that felt really good. It was less than 1,000 damage, but it's still a one-shot on, like, a real basic enemy, which feels great. Do we do... Weakening Slash only drops the turn order by 1. All of it does, really. I don't think this Warg's actually going to look to attack again, though. Oh, I don't like that damage number. No, sir. We'll have less of that, thank you. Right, this Creature Bane should take him out, though, I'd imagine. Was that weaker than the first one? Crazy. Well, that. Good job, Elagast. Hadhod's creeping up as well, actually. Okay. Is there another guaranteed combat around here anywhere? Because I kind of just want to, like, if I can proc it now before I heal, and then I can just save them all through the doorway, right? Might be safe, though. There's no more chests. Such a big open area, and there's just nothing going on. I haven't really noticed the the encounter counter appearing in the top left to say that there's anything here that could ambush us either. God, I wish the camera wasn't quite as like, because it does actually follow the character a little bit, but I'm trying to look at things and it just looks really choppy, you know. Okay, we found the Chamber of Records. Hadhod has now leveled up because of that XP. It's like nearly 5,000 XP. Great stuff. Actually, you know what? Game's not been saved. Continue without saving. Yes. I'm going to do the smart thing here. Spend the skill points, then save. I could stick 4 points in Constitution with Elagast just to give him a fighting chance of staying alive. Right? Because his other stats are at the 40 mark, which I feel very happy with for this point in the game. So yeah, I think I will. I don't really know what kind of like armor and stuff Elagast is going to get later on that will boost his constitution to a level that I'll feel comfortable with without spending points. So, man, I think Hadhod actually, now that he's got his cool axe and his speed is chopped up, just strength. I need him to become the tank. Great stuff. Equipment, didn't have anything new. Don't want to use any items or anything. Oh. Whilst I'm here, Elagast, Rangercraft. So he's unlocked Pierce Will, which lowers spirit defense of an enemy. Then we've got Arrows of Sleep, puts a foe to sleep for a short time, or Paralyzing Shot, ranged attack that also prevents a foe from using any melee attacks for a short time. That could be huge. I think I'd rather have prevents melee attack than sleep. Because the one thing with sleep in this game is, yes, it is very good. Obviously, when a character or an enemy is asleep. Same as Pokemon. Can't act. However, if you attack an enemy that's asleep, you will wake them up. So it's good to put an enemy to sleep that you're not going to be focusing on, I guess. But I'll get there in the end. Preventing an enemy from melee attacking, if they have only melee attacks, means that they will just have to skip their turn every turn anyway, and you can hit them as much as you want, and they won't be able to hit you back, which works out better in my head, because if there's a strong melee attacking enemy, you can cancel them out of the fight and still burst them down before the debuff wears off, whereas Arrows of Sleep is more you attack an enemy that you're not too worried about, you just want to keep them out of the way. I don't know, there is a logic there in my own head, and it makes sense to me. Hopefully I'll be able to prove that at some point instead of just chatting absolute waffle. Okay. Where are we now? The Dwaradelf. Okay, West Moria, Dwaradelf. 11% complete. We're 11% through the game. It's been 5 hours. Oh dear. Yeah, come on.
something comes.
The Balrog has found us!